And look what we have here. Boo and Stella laying on the bed.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 10:12 a.m. right now. The cats are eating their breakfast. Notice how Boo is eating with his hind leg on the bottom step. He's so funny. It's like his safety step. I did have to coax him down to the platter by sprinkling some freeze-dried sprinkles onto his food. And then Simba came over to eat with him because all three cats were eating on the other platter first. So this is the first half of their breakfast. They're still on the split feeding. And they're having breakfast a little bit late today. Today's my day to stay home and do things around the house. And it's a perfect day for that because it's like rainy out. They're very hungry. It's okay, Boo. You can finish. Eat your meal. Eat your portion. So they just had a primal raw venison nugget. The reason why they keep eating primal raw venison nuggets is because I cannot get the rabbit nuggets. They don't sell them in stores. And they don't like the chicken. Primal Raw has chicken and salmon for cats, and they don't like that one. I do feed them the chicken nuggets for dogs, but obviously that's not going to be a large portion of their diet. 10:43 a.m. right now, and the cats are eating the second half of their breakfast. And right here, Simba is between Boo and Stella. And you can really see how he has Stella's tabby fur and Boo's black fur. For a tabby, he is on the dark side. He has all black paws. He's a nice mix of tabby and black cat. He looks like a full tabby, but he definitely has a lot of black in his fur. Oh, Stella's going to try to eat off their platter now. They're getting the Nature's Variety instinct raw chicken bites with a little bit of freeze-dried rabbit sprinkles. Poor Boo. Boo, eat your food. You're okay. It's like a little standoff going on. So I just came downstairs, and when I did that, Boo started coming upstairs. So I kept him on the steps, and I moved the rest of the food onto the step with him because I know he didn't eat any of the second half of his meal yet, and the other cats did. So to try to keep everyone's portions the same, that's what I did. Now, if Boo does not eat all of these nuggets, then I'll put it on the floor for the other cats, but he needs to have his fair chance, and he is a little bit slower with eating wet food. What I've noticed is that Boo likes to smell his food more than the other cats do. The other cats give it a few sniffs and then eat it, but Boo really likes to smell it. I'm down here with Stella, and she's laying on all these shreds of paper that I still need to clean up. So I started cleaning up the shreds of paper, and Stella was not happy that I was cleaning up the shreds of paper because she wants to lay on them. So I had a handful of the paper, and I said, okay, Stella, if you want to lay on them, let me at least put them in a bed. So this is all the shredded paper that I've been cleaning up, and I've put it in this cat bed. And let's see what happens. I'm going to put some more of the paper that's currently on the rug into here. And I have a very strong feeling that Stella will lay on it. What I'm realizing is that they might think this is a litter box and they might poop in it. but we'll see what happens. All right, there we have it. We have a bed full of paper shreds. 11:15 a.m. Boo's in a very good mood today. Boo wants some pets. Hello, Boo. He's purring. He was kneading the bed. No? You just want to lay there? What do you want, Boo? Imagine if you were a cat and you could not speak, like if you did not have the ability to use words. How would you try to communicate to other people what you wanted? And that's how cats do it. And that's how we have to listen to them. We have to put ourselves in that same mindset that we can't use words because cats don't have words. And if we were a cat and we needed to communicate to a human, how would we do that? We would do that by using our paws and by using our bodies, right? And we do it by using our faces, and we would do it by using our behaviors. So if we want to communicate with cats, that's how we have to do it. That's how we have to interpret their communications, because they don't have the same language abilities that we have. Now, they do have mental abilities, obviously. They do think, because they are capable of problem solving. And we also have mental abilities, so that's another way we can connect with cats on the mental level through thoughts. But again, that bypasses language, so it's usually done by thoughts and then how those thoughts make you feel. So, how your brain interprets those thoughts or impulses. It's really a non-physical impulse. And that's one of the keys to communicating with cats. Right, Boo? Okay, Boo. I'm in the middle of getting ready for my day and it's already late, so you can relax here and I'm gonna go finish, okay? I got a lot of stuff to do today, Boo. We're cleaning the house, okay? We're cleaning, we're organizing, and maybe we're gonna take some winter stuff out already, okay? Okay. Okay, you hang out here, Boo. You look very comfortable. He's purring. Okay. You're a good boy, Boo. You're a good boy. It is 12 p.m. right now. I just came downstairs because I want to clean out the litter boxes, like take them outside and scrub them down again. And look, Stella's laying in the bed on top of all that shredded paper. That's why she was being mean to me before. All the shredded paper was on the floor, She was laying on the shredded paper and I was trying to clean it up, and she was being mean to me. And that's when I realized that she likes laying on it. So I cleaned it up and I just put it in this cat bed. And now she's happy because she can lay on the paper. Always listen to your cats. They don't speak with words. Look at what happened. Look. So maybe like a half hour ago, I went outside to see if Hydrox was around. He wasn't around. And I went into the greenhouse and I picked a branch of fresh catnip for the cats. And I brought it inside and I put it on top of the kitchen table. And I know it was on top of the kitchen table because I put my camera right next to it. And then I said to myself, don't put the camera next to it, because in case the cats, reach up to the table to get the catnip, they might knock the camera over. Well, look what I found. This is all that is left from a big branch of catnip, 2 little pieces. So the question is, who ate the catnip? I'm never gonna know because I don't have a security camera on the kitchen table. Okay, so the cats were just fed the first half of their dinner. They already had an appetizer, and now they're eating dinner. They're each getting one of the primal raw chicken nuggets for dogs with some of the freeze-dried primal raw rabbit nugget on top as sprinkles. The only way I could get them to eat is by putting the rabbit sprinkles on top. Splash just pushed his way into Stella's plate, and Stella wants to finish her plate. Splash can come over here and eat next to Boo, but right now he's just wandering around. I really like this idea of putting the 4 smaller plates onto a tray. It's much easier, and it gives the cats plenty of room to eat together. I guess Simba's trying to eat all of the freeze-dried rabbit off of the top of the food. He's just standing on the middle of the tray. Be nice. I just turned Boo's plate around because he didn't want to get too close to Simba, and I made Simba go back to his own plate. Boo moved onto the step, so he's gonna eat there. The cats are all eating their breakfast right now. They're having one of the primal raw venison nuggets. And it's so funny because I give them their nuggets on the tray, and Boo doesn't want to eat it at first. So then I have to take a freeze-dried nugget and sprinkle it on top. And today, it was like I was sprinkling on grated cheese. Like, have you ever been to an Italian restaurant? They come around with the cheese and they're like, does anyone want some cheese? That's exactly what I felt like today. I think it's because of the tray with the red and white checked tablecloth. I felt like I was at an Italian restaurant. I'm like, okay, cats, if you want some grated cheese on top of your food. And then they're all eating it. So this is working out good, giving them each their own little individual plate on a tray. I mean, it's still a lot to wash, but they're eating nicely together. And it does give them each a good amount of room. Like, if I wanted to, I could probably just put the food right on the tray. And then it's much less to wash. Boo's the slow eater. He eats slow normally, but he's also stopping because he keeps thinking Simba's going to attack his food. The others rush through their meal. Okay, let Boo eat. Let Boo eat, Simba. Eat your food, Boo. Boo, eat your food. I moved Boo onto the bottom step so he'll feel more comfortable when he eats. And Simba has decided to crawl all over the tray to lick everyone's plate. It is 10:40 a.m. and Boo is laying on the bed, and Stella was in the hallway, and it looked like she wanted to come into the room. And then when she walked into the room, she saw Boo on the bed, and she didn't want to go on the bed. So I picked her up, and I put her on the bed. And look what we have here. Boo and Stella laying on the bed. And what's going on with their tails? Everybody be nice to each other. There's room for both of you. Stella, don't annoy Boo with your tail. It's 12 p.m. and I'm in the kitchen making lunch. And I happened to look out the window and I saw Hydrox drinking water out of the water bowl. So I just put out half of a can of food for him. And he came back to eat it because when I went outside to put the food down, he walked away. But then he came back. And the bowl in the automatic feeder is full of food. The problem with the feeder was that it had jammed. There was an error message on it when I opened it up the other day to see if it was empty. And so I had to move the food around inside of it. Sometimes food will get lodged into a certain position and it will block the mechanism that needs to turn to dispense the food. So it appears that the blockage has been fixed. And Hydrox is now eating some lunch. Right now it's 10:45 p.m. I got home at 9 p.m. tonight. When I got home, I was really hungry because I had a very long day and I had not eaten dinner yet. So I fed the cats the first half of their dinner and then I ate something for dinner. And after I finished eating, it probably only took me like 15 minutes, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I looked and the cats did not really eat much of the first half of their dinner. So I decided to give them the second half of their dinner. And I remember thinking maybe I didn't wait long enough before I gave them the second half of their dinner. So gave them the second half of their dinner, and because I got home so late, I went back upstairs to do something else while they were eating their dinner. The next thing I know, I remembered that I better look and see what they're up to. So I looked downstairs. None of the cats were eating except for Boo. And I would say like the entire second half of their dinner was gone, as well as half of the first half of their dinner. And I remember thinking, I hope Boo did not overeat. But then I talked myself out of it, saying, oh no, Boo's a slow eater. That's why he's still eating. Well, that was probably a little more than an hour ago. And I'm sitting here editing a video to post tonight, and Boo was sitting on a scratch and roll. And all of a sudden I noticed that he started like licking his mouth a lot. And he was making like lip smacking noises. But he was like really licking. Like if you've ever seen a dog licking peanut butter, that's what it was like. He was licking, licking, licking. And I remember thinking, something's wrong. Like, what's going on with Boo? Why is he licking? It wasn't like a normal thing. Like, it just kept going on. And I was like, I remember thinking maybe he's licking something up, like, oh no, maybe he's like regurgitating or vomiting in his mouth or something. But before I could kind of direct him into the kitchen, which is where I wanted him to go, just in case he was getting sick, he walked over to the side of the coffee table in the living room, and he decided to vomit there instead. So this is what I now have to clean up. Boo vomit. And after he vomited here, he vomited there. The fact that this is a lot of vomit makes me think he overate. That, and the fact that that's one of my concerns before when I saw him eating, was that, oh no, I hope he did not overeat. And yeah, so I definitely have to make sure that they're not getting their full meal all at one time, especially if they're all eating together. Like, it's one thing if Boo was eating by himself in his room, then even if he got his entire portion, it would not be a problem. The problem comes in when you have 4 cats eating together, and one cat could potentially eat 4 servings at one sitting. Like, Boo could have eaten all his food and all Simba's food, which is too much for one cat to eat at once. And that could be what's triggering this. So there's no way I could separate all 4 cats at dinner time. So the best thing I could do is just split up their feeding. But yeah, I'm really not looking forward to cleaning this up. It's disgusting. The other thing that I did want to mention was, because I was here when he was throwing this up, this was not like hacking. It was not like coughing. This was pure regurgitation. Like, there was no sound at all. It was like 1 minute he's licking his mouth, the next minute it's just coming out. It's 12:30 a.m. I just took Stella downstairs by herself to give her some crunchies, because earlier she beat up Boo on the cat tower. Like, Boo was sitting on the cat tower by himself, and all of a sudden she just climbed to the top of the cat tower and started smacking him for no reason at all. And he then smacked her back, and then I put her in a timeout. Or she put herself in a timeout under the daybed in Boo's room. And I couldn't figure out why. I was like, that didn't make any sense. Like, Boo was just sitting there. Why would Stella come smack him for no reason? Then I was talking to somebody, and they said, well, you don't know what happened. Maybe something happened when you weren't watching. And then I would say like a half hour after she did that was when Boo puked. And I really think he puked from eating too much, as per what I said before. So that's why I took Stella downstairs and I gave her some dry food by herself. So after she was down there for a while, she just came back upstairs. I had the door shut and she was by the door, so I let her upstairs and I left the door open. And no sooner do I walk out of the room than I hear Boo go downstairs, and I grab the camera and I look, and sure enough, he snuck downstairs and he finished off all the food that was on the platters. And that's how we know Boo's not sick, and that's how we know Boo doesn't have an upset stomach, and that's how we know Boo puked from eating too much. If he puked from eating too fast, usually when cats puke from eating too fast, they puke relatively quickly after eating. But when they puke from eating too much, they could sometimes puke like an hour and a half after eating, as their body is trying to like digest and process the food. So, yeah. Boo's hungry now because he puked it up. So, yeah, Boo's fine. He's looking for food. He's hungry. He has an appetite. If he wasn't feeling well or if he had an upset stomach, he wouldn't be looking for food.
Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.